And once again, we're definitely giving thanks. Victory again, exactly 11 minutes after the hour of 7 o'clock in the AM period. Once again, today being the Thursday, the 5th day of the month of April 2018, according to the Gregorian calendar. And of course, you know, you're definitely into the shock of the hour. You're into the meat of the mystic vibration, as it is said. And at this moment, we're definitely looking to enter into the whole aspect of, you know, the science behind the cartoon, part 3. So let me just say once again, it's but a joy for, you know, your presence with us as we'll go straight into it. As you know, previous night, as they would say last night, Wednesday evening, we went into part 2. And to be honest, after listening to it, I said, okay, although I thought I strayed, I didn't stray, man. It was, all of that was just necessary, you know, as we went into the whole aspect of our good mother Winnie Mandela, but yet still myself and the Honorable Prince and the Honorable Princess, we still had a good reasoning on the Smurfs and everything. But what we're going to do tonight now, I want to keep it on track tonight. We're definitely not coming off. And before we go too deep, I would like to bring to your remembrance our series on symbolic writing. Now, to me, the fact that we did that series specifically on symbolic writings, I am not saying that a lot of things I even have to go into even here. But what I would highlight again is that in the program, which program was it now? I think it's the last one we did on symbolic writing, or part 6. We were taking time to highlight the oldest Bible. Now, the oldest Bible may not necessarily mean the first Bible. This was what I was really putting out in my reasoning and my discussion, for those of you who remember. And I think yes, we did put a YouTube video version to this, so it's on YouTube, and plus those who have subscribed to our monthly Mystic Vibration package. So when it comes to the whole science now, that the ancient writings, the oldest book now, the oldest Bible, may not necessarily be the first, but we know for sure it's the oldest. And the fact that it is the oldest, it's a pretty good candidate for being the first. So where's the other one before it? Well, we think there's one that came from here and written in this language and that language, but that's what you think. No, it's true. This and that prophet said so. Where did he say so? In the same book. You see what I'm talking about? But I'm just trying to show you, if we're dealing with evidence, and I'm not sticking on the point of Bible and which Bible is the oldest. I'm just showing my brothers and sisters, and the point I was making in the symbolic writing is that the Bible is an African book. If we're dealing with this as scientists, you gotta just throw in your towel. You could say all you want, and the Syriac Bible, and you can bring up all kind of talking, and the Dead Sea fragments and the Silvers fragments and all of that. I'm speaking of a full, complete, old Bible, the Gospel. I don't tell you Gramima, the saying. Remember, he stopped the sun so he can finish off the Gospel of Mary, you know. Yeah. But anyway, it's an African book, man. That's the point. It's an African book. We ain't gotta go around it. It's an African book, considered the oldest of its kind. But my main point really was that if you could see it, it is in pretty artwork. These same saints and the prophets and the whole biblical story, beautiful artwork. The angels, Ethiopian artwork I'm speaking of. So you see the Abba Samuel and all the other saints, beautiful. And the red, gold, and green in the background. You usually see that red, gold, and green in the background, and it's always, you see those ancient old artwork in Ethiopia. Watch them good. They always have the heights and the gold and the green. I'm telling you, just as the rainbow is. So, and again, we will stress the importance of it was written, not just that book now, but all our writings of the time and after that time and definitely before that time, all of our writings on rock, on stone, on papyri, on lambskin, and even on the scrolls specifically. These writings were always seen for a scientific expression. These writings were always seen as allegory. These writings were always seen to give forth a message that would resonate with generations to come. So what we are implying here now is that same science and that same order has been adopted. Maybe not in the same way, but they have flipped the script now using the same technique and reversed it on the people that were the originators of this exact science. And this is what I would like to at least put forward to the people tonight. Very important. And this is key. Now, one of the main things, even as Rastafari, is that we live what is known as an iter livity, meaning that one of the main things is that we do not eat any animals. No animals, nothing that have eyes, nothing that have teeth, no feathers, nothing that flying nowhere, and nothing that have to lay an egg and you have to take it away from its baby and all of them kind of things there. No. So what we're going to do tonight, we're going to take some time to express the irrefutable fact that human beings were not designed to consume the level of meat that human beings consume. And when I say level, I don't mean like the amount, I mean meat in general, or animal flesh. Now, I'm going to begin with a scripture here. And, I just want to look at it. It's an interesting scripture. And I said I was going to leave it for the end, but I'm going to read it now. And I think I'm still going to read it at the end. Now, even before I read that, again, to my listeners, we're going to show that it's really undeniable that a human being was created to eat the way that most human beings eat. That not just a quote-unquote healthy diet, I mean eating animal flesh. You understand? Now I'm trying to show us that they have devised specific ways to ingrain in our mind. Not only did we come out in a culture, as the Bible says, born in sin and shaped in iniquity. We were born in a culture where the flesh eating is obviously a part of the culture. So you have all of your holidays. You have your Thanksgiving. You got to kill turkeys. It's just a natural thing. Well, not natural, but that's how it goes. You have your Christmas. Oh, you know how that goes. That's why we call it Hogmas. You have turkey again on the menu. And ham for sure. Because it's Hogmas. So these holidays come, trick or treat, what do they call that foolishness there? Halloween. It's candies and rotten your teeth and sweetie and all of that. So they have made sure that in the days of celebration, because holidays are what you call holy days, are very important. So that's why even in our African tradition, we would remember our holy days specifically and have it equated to some sort of feast, to some sort of meal, to some, to some sort of delicacy. And you could see it all over. People do it in different ways, even down to the sacrificing of animals and these different things. So you have the Passover. So what it is that they chew on their Passover? It's a lamb. So this is what I'm trying to show you. So naturally, when you think of Passover, lamb would come to mind, naturally. Not just because of the symbol of it, but then people roast lamb and chew down that. You see what I'm saying? So the enemy made sure that he and she engraved this into our culture. And this is why the kindergarten business that we were talking about, not even kindergarten, the nursery, before the garden, from the time they pop in them seeds, they're telling them that old MacDonald had a farm. Before you can spell farm, before you can spell MacDonald, you hardly know your ABC properly. So you don't really, unless you're born on a farm, you're not really in a position to explain, even in your own intellect, although you're not speaking the language properly, yet you're not really on cruise, on, altitude on that level to say, hey, I know what a farm is. I'm telling you. So before you have any proper comprehension of that, you're rolling with MacDonald and his Shabbat. So old MacDonald, and I'm telling you, I don't think it's by any mistake that one of the chief so-called fast food industry, whatever, have that name McDonald's within it, or McDonald. So old MacDonald now. This fella, he had a farm. And they're teaching you your vowels. I tell you, you're learning alphabet, You're still alphabeting now. E-I-E-I-O. So it's vowels they're teaching you, while you're singing the foolishness. Old MacDonald had a farm. E-I-E-I-O. And on this farm, he had some chicks. And on this farm, he had some pig. And he have the little children in man, making all the noise, chick, 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 and oink, oink here. So you have them in man. Disgusted. Yeah, daycare, nursery. So they're grooming them now. Yeah, I know they have animal husbandry. I know they have an animal farm, even down to a book. I comprehend, but no sane human being that uses common sense, nobody out there listening to me that's a sensible person can tell me they don't know that the term farm and farming really have to do with agriculture. In fact, agriculture as well encompasses husbandry and animal farming, as they call it, in today's language. But again, no one can tell me we don't understand that agriculture, the first culture that we agreed in, you hear what I'm saying? This is the first culture we had agreement with, and that's the culture we can all agree on, agriculture. Agriculture means to plant food. Don't tell me Adam and Eve was in the garden and you had to take care of the animals too. Yeah, take care of the animals. The Bible says you had to name the animals. In fact, I don't think he had to take care of no food neither. He was in a garden. According to the scripture, if you read it good, is after he sinned, he had to end up and go on a farm and plant the food he had to eat. But anyway, you know that is some deep science and the mystery system. We ain't jumping into that part right now. We'll get there too. We will get there. But let's stick to where we are tonight. Good. So that whole thing about priming in our mind that you're supposed to eat meat. It's not no choice, not meat, animal flesh. It was no choice thing. It's just not so. I could never forget. Once, how old was I? Maybe I was about 9, 10. I'm coming home from school. And usually, my mother would prepare lunch. And she would work at a hotel at that time. So she would prepare lunch, and by the time I reach home from school, she done gone. You don't know how to go. Yeah, and as it goes with those kind of food there that my mother would cook, she's one of the top cooks. So there's always some kind of nice delicacy coming down, at least on them kind of level there, Of course, we don't eat like that now, but that was then. But anyway, so I came home and I remember some rice and peas or some kind of thing like that, and what they call macaroni pie and a little salad thing. And I remember scooping out my stuff and I chowed on that. Now, I think it was baked chicken or whatever it was. But wherever it was, I didn't see it. I just didn't see it. And to be honest, I wasn't even concerned about that. And man, I full my belly and I good, and yeah, man, belch and everything, and go and watch cartoon or some foolishness. So my bigger sister now, after she came home, and you know what I mean, and she was like, how come you don't eat your food? I said, eat what? Man, I full here, man, you alright, man, what you talking about? And showing me, look, the chicken here, and I said, hey, why do you remember that? But what the main point I'm pulling out is that she personally, she know I ain't lying on her. She was like beside herself, like, how you can forget that? But you crazy? I said, but wait, what I mean? How you can forget the meat kind? But something wrong with you, man. So that, I said, what is that? This is this. I mean, by the way, I was no vegetarian, to be honest. That was nowhere close to my mind. I was like that too. I thought that was a part of the meal structure. Remember, that's what they teach in school, You have to have some kind of carbohydrates and the protein, and you know what the protein is. It's lamb and chicken and turkey and something else, and a little veggie on the side, and the milk and the calcium and all that. The food chart, that's what you're taught. This is what you're taught in school. This is you're taught. How is school today? You're doing the schoolwork good? Yeah. That's the schoolwork they're asking if you do good. So that's what you're taught. So I thought the same way, really, but it's just that I guess maybe because who I am, from that time the ancestors were already with me, so it was no big thing. Okay, I ain't see no chicken or nothing. I don't even remember. I just moved with what I saw. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying all of that to hit that point, man. She was beside herself, man. She ain't no joke, I think even when my mother came home, and my mother come home late in the night, she used to work at a hotel. So it's them late night work, and you know what I mean? I could never forget, like, she wait up for her to come home and say, oh, mommy, I can't believe, he forgetting me. He eat none of the chicken here. I said, wait, girl, you still have that in her mind, man? But I'm just saying, that we've been primed to think so. And this is why now I'm drawing for a scripture here. Now, many of us use this scripture. Many of us. And I always said to myself, hey, look, if any one of I use this scripture against somebody that is a good debater, they would know how to use it to backfire. Listen to what Genesis 1:29 says. You know what Genesis 1:29 say? Oh, yes, I know that, man. That's the scripture that tell you man was made to eat animals. Herb bearing seeds and the fruits and thereof, that shall be for your meat. That one, right? Yeah, man, that's it. Let's read it now properly. King James Version, chapter 1, verse 29. Genesis, in the beginning. This is the food that the first set of people get to eat. You check it here, he said. And God said, behold, I have given you every herb bearing seed, which is upon the face of all the earth. You hear that? Herb bearing seed, which is upon the face of all the earth, and every tree. Wow. In which is fruit of a tree, yielding seed. To you shall be, to you it shall be for meat. Now, meat don't mean animal flesh, Meat isn't an old English word that means food. Or bread. Bread and so is a word that means food. Now, bread means food. So I said we're going to buy bread and so, it's just the language, man. You know how it is. English, the H is silent. But I'm just saying, or invisible or something like that. So yeah, straight up. So let's continue. No, let's not continue. Yes, continue. Read verse 30. Huh? Let's hear what verse 30 says. Oh. And to every beast of the earth. Okay. Let's hear their diet. Hold on. And to every fowl of the air. Okay. Let's hear what they have to eat. Wait. And to everything that creepeth upon the earth wherein there is life. All them carnivores and all them animals with the jagged teeth and these scavengers and predators. This is what they're supposed to eat according to Genesis chapter 1, verse 30. Here it is now. I have given, this is to the fowls of the air, the beasts of the earth, the creeping thing upon the earth where there is life, I have given every green herb. It's right in the Bible. Holy, holy, hallelujah. Every green herb. So you can tell the lion and the polar bear, who else they have? The shark. Even the dinosaurs when they were around. Well, some of them is vegetarian. And the eagle and all them killers and the pussy cat that running down the rat. He has given all animals, even some of them grasshopper and them deadly, they kill one another too. All animals are supposed to eat green herb. But that don't make no sense. Ain't me saying so? I'm not saying I'm running with this. I'm just telling you what the King James Version of the Bible say. We are the ones that like to run for verse 29. So let's add verse 30 to the equation, and I hope you have an explanation of pronouncement. And the one would say, well, in the beginning, I guess the lion was not made to eat all of that and eat all of this. And now, this is what's going to lead me into the reasoning tonight. And a vast majority of what I would have to say here is extracted even from Brother Milton Mills, who have done extensive work on the whole aspect of the mindset of the herbivore, and even in relation to the mindset of the carnivore. Now, what we're saying here, most of us, we already know that the structure of the teeth, as you're showing your teeth here, the structure of the teeth is one of the main things that give us an understanding with the difference between a herbivore, even an omnivore, because people argue that we're omnivores and what you call other stuff, and a carnivore. Now it's obvious. I mean, it's obvious. You could see not just the canine teeth now, because we say we don't have no canine teeth. People say we have canine teeth, but when you observe, technically a horse has canine teeth too, but a horse don't eat no animal. But I'm just showing you now, animals that have real canine teeth, fangs, even your little pussycat, you go and get whiskers or frisky or whatever, and rub your finger against its, not just its canine teeth, any one of them teeth, you're gonna leave with a bloody finger. The little pussycat, I ain't talking about no jaguar, no leopard, no, not like that. A little pussycat will scratch up your finger with its teeth. Not biting you rubbing it. Now if you rub your finger against your own canine teeth, You could do it all day long. The most you may do is just soar it because you're not quitting. That's all. But you ain't gonna cut yourself. So to compare your teeth with that of what do you call it? These predators. No. But no, it's beyond the teeth structure, way beyond. Listen to this. Now, the carnivore is obviously optimized to be a predator. No one can deny this. Listen, you may be saying, what's this? This is the secret science behind cartoons, because when we're talking about cartoons, because you may say, where we going here? When we're talking about cartoons, I'm telling you, this is a series. This is number 3. I don't know if we're going to reach to 33. But when we done this, we're supposed to can say, okay, we done that now. You understand what I'm saying? So I hope you're taking your record, and I hope you're one of those that are getting your shock of the hour every evening after the mystic vibration, because after tonight, this is going in the inbox of those who have subscribed. You understand? So when you're talking about cartoons, you ain't talking about cartoons alone, you're talking about fairy tales. Most of them, you know how it is. These blockbuster cartoon movies comes from fairy tales. You're not just talking about fairy tales, you're talking about witchcraft. You're talking about the holidays. You can't talk about this and don't talk about the nursery crimes. Huh? So I already showed you we have clowns feeding us hamburgers. Clowns. Talking about they feeding us French fries. Clowns. We're eating from clowns. And UFOs. If you watch the UFO documentary we did. Yeah, UFOs feeding us pizza live in front of our faces. Well, not even UFOs. Flying saucers. Right in front of our faces. Live. So I'm showing you the science here. All right. So since it's science that has us in this hypnotic state, it is science that will get us out. Because by the time we're done in the man, we're going to bring, because I don't have certain sound effects set up here, we're going to bring old MacDonald out and it's the firing squad for him. Yeah, man, when we done, we just done him. Done him and leave him on the floor. Done. Nobody's supposed to hear about no old MacDonald again. When we done with them fellas there. When we jump on Santa Claus, nobody's supposed to talk about no Santa fraud ever again. You feel Hogmas gonna come around forever and ever? It must stop one day. It must stop one day. If there is a real God, as they call it, you expect that foolishness to continue for forever to eternity. It must stop one day. And for that to hold breaks, that means there gotta be some sort of real calamity that has taken place. Yeah. So a carnivore, meat eater or flesh eater has been optimized to kill and to catch prey. It's a natural born predator. So it will run fast, and it is made to tackle the animals and take them down without any injury whatsoever. You ain't designed to do that, because you were not made for that. So you just check the carnivores, even the scavengers, brother. That's why some of them are scavengers, but some of them are top predators too. But the pure scavenger, it's a scavenger. Are you a scavenger? I hope not. But then we eat the scavengers that scavenge and eat all the waste of the sea and of the land. Now, if you observe the carnivore properly, a carnivore doesn't look for the best food, you know. The carnivore looks for the worst food. Listen to me good. Bring me in. What do you mean what I mean? The only time you may see, you know what I mean, let's say the lions bringing down one of those hefty buffalo, is when the pack is, when you really have a pack. When they're in the dozens, you see them hanging on to one of those because they know they need something big. They'll go for something big. They ain't dunce. But basically, when a predator goes out, it looks for the small ones. Wolves, bears, whatever. It looks for the weak. It even looks for the sick and the disease. In fact, these animals naturally have sensors to pick up if you have diabetes, and if you have this, and if you have that, naturally. So we as herbivores now, when we go to pick the fruit off of the tree, we look for the prettiest. Oh, that one is nice. Pick that one for me. You want the prettiest. You want the ripest cherry. You want the most beautiful of the pineapples. Yeah? Oh, that banana is fat and nice. They grow big down here. You want the juicy one, you know. So the dumbs, what people call them, jujuberry and all kind of funny name around the place. You want the nicest of the sugar cane and whatever else you eat or don't eat. You know, because you're a herbivore. You ain't looking for no rotten banana. You ain't looking for nothing that drop on the ground and something you see like something eat out of it. Ah, you don't want that again. But that's not the mindset. You see, I'm dealing with the mindset, the mind. That's not the mindset of the carnivore. You understand? So this is why the herbivore now, with that mindset and the killing of animals, is basically destroying the whole gene pool of many different animals in general, of nature, you could say. Being that because you have a herbivore mindset, you don't want the weakest, you want the biggest. That's why they have it on mass production now, and they're pumping up the cattle. Some of these cattle, man, they look like Mr. Universe. They look like how Arnold Schwarzenegger used to look, well muscled up. They just break their leg break and they fall down. I'm sure you've seen some of these documentaries, man, how they pump up the cattle with steroids. The chicken, that's why when you buy some of these chicken in the supermarket, you see the leg broken already. The chicken could not stand up. When we were younger, we used to eat these foolishness. Well, I shouldn't say these foolishness, because the chicken is really not foolishness. But when they had us eating chicken, imagine that. That practice is foolishness. You couldn't even bite them bones there, brother. Them bones are like stone. There's a real fowl. We used to grow that fowl in the yard. The fowl had a name. You're the boy with, you mean we have to kill Leroy? Them kind of thing, you know. Yeah, we kill it, man. See it dead and put hot water on it and pluck off the feather. Ugh. Yeah, but we did all of that. That don't go on today. Nah, man. Today, it's a different day now, man. It's kill foolish KFM. Kill fast chicken. Kill fast chicken killing foolish children. KFM, yeah. You see what I'm saying? This is deadly. All of them is a part of the plot. Watch them killers talking about some kind of army colonel cooking for you. Real Ku Klux looking man cooking for you, talking about he giving you spicy chicken. You look at that man's face, you can't see that man is a Confederate cracker with his moustache sticking off. Who you speaking about? I said kill foolish children, brother. Who you think? Kill fast chicken. Who? Look, don't be playing with me. Don't eat from them maniacs. Quaker, I don't care how, look. Quaker have some organic brands now, brother. It's years now I already banned Quaker, you know. The Society of Friends, the Quakers, no man, talking about Quaker. You know Quaker oats and them things. The Society of Friends. Them is the people that sell us out. When the first set of crackers come in and whip us and hang us and all of that, The missionaries come, well, had missionaries before and missionary, then the Quakers come and pretend them is abolitionists and hugging us up and, oh, come on, it's all right, Jim. We ain't gonna beat you like our brothers. Come into the church with us, and we'll teach you to pray to Jesus. Everything will be all right. And the Lord said, yeah, or Quakers. And we're gonna teach a little boy and Mary Sue how to ride, you know. But not with the left hand now. No, naughty, naughty. Yeah. Yeah. So we don't eat for no Quakers. We don't eat for no Quaker, but yeah. So Quaker ain't the only thing on the planet to eat. There gotta be something else besides Quaker brands. Yeah, I know they might come. Man. So I'm saying all of that to show you. I'm glad you're having, as they say, fun, Yeah, I'm showing all of that to show you that when you really observe, as I said, the herbivore, we look for the best. So we go out there, you're a hunter, you kill the best. You're hunting turkey, is the best turkey you can shoot. You kill the best, whatever it is you're eating. Crocodile, yes, crocodile. The crocodile, these killers that making all them alligator shoes. But you don't even know from Italy and so, they come down, even in Ethiopia, they come down and pay some of the tribes money, not a heap of money. In fact, some of them don't even get paid. They go and hunt the crocodiles and get the crocodile meat, which is a delicacy amongst the tribes, and give the people them the skin for little or no money, maybe some sort of deal, and it's the best crocodile they want, but if there's a predator, if the crocodile has a predator, if there's a predator, something that kills crocodile have a predator? Well, yeah, some of them big cats, they do kill crocodiles, but it's not a regular thing. It's not a regular thing. But the point is, any predator doesn't necessarily go for the biggest one, especially when it's them alone. They want to see mommy leave the straggler behind and run, go and catch it and run, fly away with it. That's what they want. Good. We do not think so. That's what I'm showing you. It's not in our instinct. So we naturally go for the best strawberry. Again, we go for the best fruit and the best vegetable and the best of anything. In fact, the fact that we are now forced to buy food, all of that is madness. We are forced to buy food. Nobody's supposed to buy food, especially us in the Caribbean here. It's a shame. You're supposed to have, I'm not talking farming, I'm talking planting. You're supposed to have food all over the island, just there. So you could just go and pick fruits and pick a sugar apple and pick a soursop. Naturally. You're supposed to just go and you could just go and pick, pardon me for that, you could just go and pick dums and peach and anything else. So in Dominica is red raspberry just growing wild. That's the science. But now when you have to go and you get $300 a week from your boss and you go in the supermarket, you have to look on the price before you look on the material. So you find yourself programming your own self over the decades to look for the cheapest thing. You're a real predator for true now. You look for the cheapest. You want something on sale. Buy one apple and get the other one free. What kind of apple is them? They say apple is one of the most sprayed fruit, or sprayed crop in general, when you spray like insecticide and them things on it. Yeah, apples. So I'm just showing you what the mind frame is all about. Especially if you're following up this by series, you have a good idea of where we're coming from here. So basically the predator loves ugly food. You check it. And the predator does not like to waste time, doesn't like to waste energy pursuing the strongest and the healthiest. You understand? So Remember, even the whole physiology of a predator. This is why any predator can eat a carcass now, a sick, rotting carcass, without them getting sick itself, even if the carcass has cancer. You as people, no matter how much they tell you you can't catch cancer, you can't catch AIDS by this and that, you just afraid to look at people when they hear people have cancer, so you don't even want to touch them. And you think you're a carnivore and all of these things, when a carnivore specifically not only runs down the sick, and the reason why it can do that is because when it eats the sick, it won't get sick. No sickness, the cancer would not spread to the wolf. The tiger would not get the ailment of the buffalo that it brought down, even though the buffalo had a disease. It was made for that. Its whole intestinal streamline, or its intestinal tract is made for that. And since I said streamline, most predators are streamlined, torpedo-shaped animals. They have an armored front which protects them naturally against injury. We don't have nothing like that as human beings. None of us were made to withstand that kind of injury there, or anything of the sort. Pardon me with that again. Yes, most animals, they have predators, they have this thick, muscular, sturdy neck. So we have to keep all of this in mind. Top speed of a predator is approximately 35 miles an hour. All of this is important. There's a specific stance called the digitigrade stance, which now carnivores, they're permanently on their toes. If you observe a dog or a cat or anything, the carnivore is really permanently on its toes, meaning that being on its toes, its heel is always off the ground. That means it's always in a position ready to run, you know. So this is why they must use their energy to literally resist gravity. So that's why most times you may see a dog just sitting down or lying down. Or a lion, you don't just see no lion walking. And watch any lion. When you just see cruising and walking, when they stand up, they may stand up, you know, and look around. But they ain't gonna stand up there too long. They can just drop down and lie down. Because it's a lot of work just for them to stand up. Because they're literally on their toes. Their heel is always up. Just like when you're gonna run a race, you kneel down and on your mark, get set, ready, steady. That is how they are naturally. So they're using their strength to resist the gravity. So what that is saying now is that they're built to be ready to attack. You're not walking on your toes. Well, if you're wearing high heels, yeah, oh my. Anyway, let me just say, because since we mentioned it, high heels will damage your spine, my sisters. Some sisters don't even know that. It will damage your vertebral column, mash it up. You don't want no pinched nerves over high heels. I know sisters that have gone through that. So be careful with them spikes. You know, have you like a predator now on your toes with your digitigrade stance. Permanently on your toes, you know. So I'm just showing you all of that. This is more than just the Bible says. Yes, the Bible did say that humans were not made to eat animals, but then the Bible still went on and say in the next verse that animals were not made to eat animals. But even what I'm describing here, it's obvious that these animals that we are describing were made, and if not made, they have evolved or something to eat flesh as well. It's obvious. We all know that the eyesight of these killers is optimized for night vision. And not just that, for following movement and literally detecting weak prey. So the eyesight, the literal eyesight is like a Superman thing, X-ray vision kind of vibe, that they can just look in the crowd of buffalo or the crowd of wildebeest or the crowd of whatever and say, there's a sick in there, I can see it, I can smell it, I can detect it and attack it because they're made for that. In fact, as you know, in the eye, when you speak about the eye, you have the rods and the cones that have a lot to do with color and black and white and these different things in the back of the eye, the retina. So when it comes to animals now, you have in the back of the retina, you have phobia and you have specific cones. But the way that they're set up, the cells give a very precise, discrete color vision. So a carnivore now it's a mystic thing, they have what is known like a linear strike. Certain photoreceptors that exist within their eyes that allow them to follow movement very easily. So they naturally made, it's like something running in front of their eye. They literally have that mechanism within their whole eye structure to pick up movements much quicker than even a herbivore. And not only to pick it up, but to react to it. And that is why, even when you're playing with a pussycat again, and you run a little thread in front of it, it just naturally, it moves with the thread or the ball or the marble, and it runs it. Because that's naturally within it. Of course, the bigger cat may not bother with that depending on its mood, because it knows the reason for that now is for to catch the prey, to catch the mouse, So I'm just showing you, And there are many things as it relates to the animals and the predators than even the herbivores. Even the smell. The smell is like about 100,000 times stronger than our sense of smelling. And obviously with that power, it's not hard to believe that they can detect not only cancer, but even infections and metabolic disorders, all of these things, In fact, research was done on a specific wolf pack in Canada, or wolf packs in general, and 80% of their kill were diseased kill. And I'm just stressing that again to stress, and we can go on and on. Many different points we can go on and on to show you that it's impossible for us to even think, to believe that the human being is a carnivore. As I say, we can go on and on, but there are many different things. You can go into the whole aspect of the milk and anything. And of course, many ones will argue and ask, well, what about, protein and all of that thing? Now, as far as I remember, as they even taught in school, it is the nitrogen out of the air that they're taken out of the air and incorporate into what is known as amino acid that gives you the protein. And it is plants that literally do that. So you get your protein in your plants, So this is it, my brothers and sisters. So you just check it out. Look at the herbivore animals. The children are usually born large. Herbivores, the children born large, like elephants and human beings, and they usually have one child, and if you notice, herbivore animals, the child is not born blind. All of this is important. The gestation period, about 40 weeks, similar for many large herbivores. So carnivores now, they complete their development outside of the womb. That's why carnivores, these killers, them big cats, they born the little thing can hold in your hand. Some of these big killers, they're smaller than a human baby when they're born, extremely small. And they're born with their eyes closed, can't see a thing. Yeah? Because that's to show there's a difference between herbivores and carnivores. That's just it. So another point too that's important, the carnivore milk is 3 to 10 times, has 3 to 10 times more fat than the herbivore or the human milk. You check it. And the carnivore milk does have 4 times more protein than the herbivore milk, but for its specific reason. And it's not just like, oh, well, that sounds better. Well, I know you ain't gonna drink no carnivore milk, and maybe you do and you're not even aware of that, because we're saying cow milk, yeah. Even cow milk, it does have 3 times more protein than human milk itself specifically. But humans, they see the difference now. You see, you have to understand, human milk has more lactose. Humans have more lactose in its milk than cow's milk. That is why certain things you can do with cow's milk, like
with
cheese and these kind of things, you can't do that with the human milk. So there's so much different. So I'm just saying that when you comprehend all of this, and you can see the science now, all of this is science. This is some good stuff to teach in school. Why we don't teach this in school? This sounds much better than old MacDonald and his farm. You see. Now, it is a crime. It is a crime, not just to literally negate this whole science and teach it not to your children, but for us now to try our best to crowbar the natural instinct away from our children, to force them into a culture of eating flesh and blood, a real vampire culture. Now this is why I'm showing you, my brothers and sisters, from Murder King to heading to the border, brother. This is why they utilize all of these colors. Some of these colors of some of these top brand junk food industries are colors that orange, and so that encourages you to eat, that makes you hungry as such. Because again, they understand the science. So this is encouraged. And not just encouraged, but even from a simple stage. As I said before, you know your ABCs. They literally have you singing a specific song, don't take it for no joke, about this old MacDonald fella, and he had a farm. So right there and then, if you are a strategist, if you play basketball or any sport, or if you are a war general, or again, if you deal with any form of strategy, you could see now that the enemy is strategizing what they are doing. Before you can speak properly, before you even know your ABCs good, they're going to infiltrate your comprehension of a farm quick. yes, you still know the farm is what has the food. So old MacDonald, he has a farm. And on this farm, he has some chicks, some pigs, cows, and all the animals people usually eat. I don't think they say, and on this farm he has some horses. I don't think they sing that in the song, do they? No, they don't say that. Why? Because people don't eat horse really a kind of how? Well, yeah. Well, I know there are people that eat horse. But some of us that don't think we eat horse, and that's another thing. And that's another thing. I never forget a time I was in St. Martin. And this lady was in front of me. This, if you want to say, of European origin. And she was buying some liver. Oh my. Whew. If you see the stuff, man. This big glob of dark green stuff. I said, And I was thinking to myself, remember the liver is where all the toxins are deposited in them. And of course, killing this animal alone, whatever it was, I couldn't imagine the amount of toxins that gone into that liver. So I said, wait. I don't trouble people, but I ask her, Miss, you know what kind of liver that you're buying? I wanted to know what kind of liver. Because they make us buy things, liver and heart and them kind of things there. I said, Miss, you know what type of liver that is? And she said, I'm not too sure, I said, all right, okay, no problem. Wow, that's interesting. Why you ask? And I just told her, well, it's a very deadly world, I don't think that it's no secret that what was once conspiracy theory, because we would speak about this before, but people would tell me, oh, you don't know what you're saying. But children are being kidnapped all the time, and their body parts are being sold. Not just children being kidnapped, some of your own relatives that pass off, some of them your own parents and so that die in your hand. When you see these people come and take them to the morgue and bring them back and say, okay, you can bury them now. If you open them, there's stuff with newspapers. I'm not asking you. Nobody can tell me I don't know what I'm saying. Listen, don't play around me. I'm not asking you or I heard about, right? I'm saying that these demons take the organs out of your relatives when they die and go to the morgue. I don't just mean in America. Plus, children are being kidnapped from Chad, from the Congo, from Ethiopia, from Haiti, from around the US and Canada. People are being kidnapped and their bodies used for organs. People die in the hospital, their body used for organs to sell to rich people and for other things. So when you go and you're talking about you're buying meat and buying liver, you don't even know where the liver comes from. That's my point. Yeah. And even if you knew where it come from, what you doing eating liver? Judgment. Huh? Whew, sorry, my people. So I'm not here to gross you out, but it's gross for us to keep up this practice here, man. We were not designed to eat animals. As I said, a horse has canine teeth. So if that's your only excuse, it's a weak excuse. And the horse ain't eating no liver. Huh? When they fed the cows, they gave beef to cows in England. They give cows beef. Whose brilliant idea was that? And the cows got a disease they call mad cow disease. You see what they do to the cow? They turn the cow crazy. Because they're feeding the cow. That's not an African term, cow cow. You're feeding the cow, cow. You know what I'm saying, yeah? So they really take the time to bring to us this culture of blood. That is why when you buy a hot dog, imagine that. Not this hot dog they're giving you to eat now. A hot dog, you know. The hot dog. This stuff that these killers call ketchup is really to catch up, because they're blood eaters. They love blood. So the ketchup look like blood. Some of us that say we are vegan and vegetarian, we want some organic ketchup. And we put in organic ketchup on our organic veggie burger. Listen, nothing wrong with putting some real tomato and whatever you prepared, you know. But I'm just showing you, the ketchup is a Masonic ritual you're partaking in there. Let's put it that way. And your mustard is nastiness on the buns and the buns and the hot dog sausage. Real disgusting, evil, wicked, sick thinking buns and sausage and mustard. Oh my goodness. And blood. These people, you should just wring the head off the body, brother. And then the hamburger and these hot dog is not made from dog, you know. Or is it? You understand? Then hamburger, not made from ham neither.
You can't put a ham in the burger.
It's made from beef. It's a beef burger. And the burger thing, hamburger, comes from hamburgers, you know. It's somebody named they're playing with, you know, hamburgers. The burgers. Now, we like to say veggie burger. We should just bun burger. We don't want a burger. That is German people. Burgers. Build the burgers. And sandwich. Sandwich is the nobility of London. The sandwich or the Lord of Sandwich or Duke of Sandwich or Earl of Sandwich. So sandwich and burgers. We don't refer to our food as no burgers. No sandwich. You know, we don't want no kill chop or no ketchup. We have nothing to catch up to. And put in no blood. It's blood on the food. They buy a steak, it's bloody, rare, medium rare, and they still put in more blood on it again. That's nastiness. Sick. Rump, roast. Do you know what a rump is? You ever hear the song Shake Your Rump? You know what a rump is? A rump is the bottom. Shake your rump. People eat rump roast. Rump roast. So it's the bottom of some animal. They don't even know which one. Some bottom of some animal. Yeah. Either sheep bottom, a goat bottom, or some cattle bottom. And they roast that, and they eat that, and tell you they have it rump roast. What are people that have gone astray from the way of the Almighty? You can't tell me about no holy book, no holy Messiah. When you have strayed away from nature, you have strayed away from the truth. So this is why now, this expression of warning the people when it comes to that culture, that's why it's important, man. Your young child, that's why it's designed again to take your child away from you. When it's 3 months old, and send you back to work so you can carry to the nursery, to the daycare. I'm sure they do. So you can start to get indoctrinated. And I'm sure the mother started the process home already because she may be well indoctrinated too into all the cartoons. Remember, it's the cartoons you see on the walls of these nurseries. You're seeing the cartoons, you're seeing Dora, you're seeing Pocahontas, you're seeing Rapunzel, you're seeing Sleeping Beauty, you're seeing the Smurfs, you're seeing Bugs Funny, you're seeing Ducky Duck and all them ducks and Quacky Quack. All of these killers you're seeing on the nurseries. This is the very first institution of learning that a human being is going to. and it's filled with maniacs. People that some of them we can pull them back from history and find you that they're worse than Hitler and Jack the Ripper and Attila the Hun and all these people that they bring to us as villains. It is sick. Yeah. But that is what we're going to break down. So as I said, the culture that has been forced upon us is strongly assisted by the cultural, the folly world of cartoons, of nursery rhymes, and of holidays. I will repeat, these major holidays, each and every one of the holidays, even Easter that passed there, all of these holidays promote a specific diet, some sort of meal. Even in the islands, they still have some sort of diet that go along with the culture, which there's nothing wrong with that. Because that is who we are as a people from ancient of days. But again, all of what I've been speaking of is how we have been from ancient of days. And those that have enslaved us, I have to keep saying so because that's what I'm talking about. They have used that same science, flipped the script, reversed it, just like everything else, down to every religion that you know. It is some African culture that has been flipped and given back to a people in another form. And that is exactly what has taken place here. So our culture has specific foods that when it's time for us to wake up now and return to our original culture, which is Rastafari, it's like a challenge for many people to drop the chicken. Boy, we can't stop eating the chicken. As Maccabee say, are they chicken? Boy, we can't stop eating the fowl, boy, this and that. Yeah, because naturally it is now in the blood. So old MacDonald had a farm. Then you have now the pharmacy. Now the pharmacy, spelled with a PH, P-H-A-R, and how the rest of the word spell. Pharmacy. Okay. The man that gives the drugs in the pharmacy is called the pharmacist. Hear them words good enough. Old MacDonald had a farm. So now the pharmacist, listen to me good. The pharmacist, when I was young, we used to call a pharmacist the druggist. Hear this now, man. The druggist, you know. What a druggist sound like to you? Somebody that drug you out. Do you know what the word drug mean? It means that you're knocked out. You're incapable of really performing correctly. You're drug out. So that's why substances that make you like high out and freak out, they call them drugs. You listen to what I'm saying here? So I'm just showing now. The pharmacist was called the druggist. The pharmacist, the drug store. The real farmer that will assist you is the man that is tilling the soil and planting the lettuce. The man that is planting the eggplant. The man that is planting the beet and the carrot. The man that is planting the callaloo. Oh, of course. That is the farmer. The real pharmacist, not the druggist. The farmer with the F. That's the real farm. The real culture. The agriculture. And unless now, when we're talking about this new wave and new beginning and taking back our children and reparation, to me, reparation begins with repairing your nation. And just even in the whole aspect of our health and wellness and nutrition, even what I explained tonight, these classes are necessary. What I'm saying here should be shared because it is good to have a good psychological comprehension of the sort of vice, the sort of grip that the enemy has on us mentally and how they have strategized. This is guerrilla warfare. That's what you call this. They ambush us and make sure before you can creep and crawl and mama and papa and go and gaga, You're done singing about a farm with chicken and pigs. And E-I-E-I-O. That's how demonic this thing is. We got to save the youth. Holy Emmanuel will I. Selassie I. Jah. Rastafari. So do give thanks. I'm passionate about these things, so don't feel that. Give thanks, to everyone for being with us exactly 21 minutes after the hour of 8 o'clock. Mystic Vibration, and for those of you who have not subscribed, I'm going to encourage you. Don't feel no way. I am going to encourage you, man. Because obviously the information, as you could see, I even take my time. Even while I'm speaking to you, things are coming into my mind and I'm saying, no, please don't worry about that yet. You're going to get there soon. I want to exhaust this point so it's clear. That's why we're doing this as a series. And as I told you, the series is really livicated to those who, really show appreciation. Those who really show appreciation, and even subscribing is one way to show appreciation. So that is why we livicate this to them. So now, when we finish this program here now, I don't like to say I'm finished, Finnish are people from Finland. That's their nationality, Finnish. So when you say I am Finnish, no, I'm not Finnish. No.
I am from Finland.
I'm Ethiopian African.
Finland.
So Ethiopian Africa is I. So I'm just saying that after I'm done, because I'm done, the agent done, the tribe of Dan and done, and the Dan, the done, yeah. When we're done tonight, of course, all those who have subscribed, they'll definitely get this program in their inbox right away. And I'm saying to you, the listeners, that the same can be done for you. All you have to do is contact us, give us a call, or WhatsApp us, area code 1268-728-3162, or you could email us at priestisaac priestisaac27 at gmail.com. And what else? Yeah, and when you contact us, all you have to say is Honorable Priest. You may have maybe a text. I would like to subscribe for the monthly Mystic Vibration program, Shock of the Hour, that is being offered, And just for your knowledge, it is only 50 United States dollars currency a month, To be straight, some people would pay for 2 months one time. It really makes sense. Mystic Vibration is here, man. We're here forever. We've been here for 21 years. We ain't going nowhere, In fact, if you want to pay for a year, that sounds good. I'm telling you. That will move it on up in many different realms, So just contact us, man, and let us hook you up, as they say, and sign you up and bring you on board and make sure you get the Mystic Vibration each and every evening, my good brothers and sisters. It's wonderful that you've been in our presence, and I was at a function once, and I think they were giving out food, and I don't care what they're serving. I don't eat from people, really. But anyway, somebody made a comment and said, no, you can't give him none of that. He don't love fish. And I said, what are you talking about? I love fish. And man, when I said that, it's as if you could hear the band stop playing. And then jing, jing, jing. Yes, I love fish. Ding, ding, like everybody turned around to say, what? Priest Isaac said he loved fish. People are always looking for you to fall on your face. And I said it again. Yeah, I love fish. That's why I don't eat fish. Because I love the fish. Fish is my brother. Why would I eat? I love all of you in here. I ain't going to eat you. Yes? You don't love the fish. That's why you catch the fish and buy the fish and salt up the fish and fry the fish and eat the fish. Because you don't even know how much little fishies the fish leave behind that looking for their mother. So don't tell me why I don't love no fish. I'm the one that loves the fish. Yes. Strike it up, bags, man. Yes. Anyway, give thanks, of course, if you know your Bible and you do not know your history. The knowledge of your Bible will become a mystery. And it's Monday. We're gonna link up again specifically for another edition of the Mystic Vibration. Yes, and engineer, you were saying.
And it takes realize to realize.
I didn't get that at all.
It takes realize to realize.
The real lies that are still amongst us. Blessed love, give thanks.
Blessed.